Hey there, welcome back to True North Reviews. My name is Ryan, and today, we are doing an album analysis, an album breakdown of the new Volbeat record, Rewind, Replay, Rebound. This is the 7th studio album from the Danish rock band formed in Copenhagen in 2001. And 2001, I was born a few years before then. I first heard this music from Volbeat, any of their music. The first song I heard from them was back in 2012 with the single Heaven or Hell. This song was played to death on a local rock radio station near me, and it is one of the earliest songs that I remember buying and downloading from iTunes, back before streaming was a thing. And if you're wondering, the very first song I bought on iTunes was Cinnamon Girl by Neil Young. While we're on the subject of old ways of consuming music, I can't say I'm old enough to have one of the original iPods, but I am a proud owner of an iPod Classic before they discontinued them. Enough of that. The interesting thing about Volbeat as a rock band is that they meld some genres of metal, country, and 50s rock for something called Rockabilly. And the results are pretty far spread. As you would expect, those three genres are very different from each other, and they come together in pretty awkward ways sometimes. As much as I am a fan of the genres separately, I'm not a fan of what's going on with this new record for Volbeat. That's even if I relax my need or desire to categorize albums, and I will admit, some critics do get caught up in it too much. I digress. If you want to hear what Rockabilly sounds like on this album, the songs Pelvis on Fire and Die to Live are the best tracks to exemplify this sound. Elvis out of pelvis. There's no coincidence that's in the song title, as we have some blues and unmistakably Americana tinge kind of stuff going on here. The song clumsily switches between straight 4/4 and swing rhythms to try to be something novel and innovative, but it's hideous to my ears. Before I rip this album apart, I do want to highlight my favorite song on this record, which is more than tolerable to listen to. It's quite good. This track is entitled
Last Day Under the Sun,
which has a very anthemic chorus that grows as the track goes on. But when this record isn't going for more straightforward rock, it is dabbling between really cringy Elvis vocal inflections and something like a punk rock band would do, like The Offspring. Again, I do like those artists on their own, but when you have them come together for a styling, fusing, meshing on the same album, it's quite laughable. The lyrics can't even save this album either, unfortunately. We have songs like Rewind the Exit, which is pandering with its surface level lyrical brand. Cause I need words like anyone, and I need love like everyone. With those words, I'm strong enough, and I need love like everyone. That's such trash. I've heard it way too many times before. If the lyrics aren't surface level, most of the time they are forcibly nostalgic and very repetitive, as I think of a track like When We Were Kids, obviously wishing to be kids again. It's so ironic when the vocalist sounds like he's 40 years older than what he usually sounds like too. He sounds like an older and more decrepit version of Paul McCartney from his new album, Egypt Station. That's not supposed to be a dig on Paul McCartney, by the way. I think he sounds great for his age on that record. I just think Volbeat's lead vocalist is sounding older than what he should. Maybe that was the intent of the song, but it flew over my head either way. And some lyrics on here just feel like they are just lacking some sense of religion, and I'm someone who's never really been religious. I'm agnostic. When it comes to the song Maybe I Believe, I just can't take it seriously. I don't see the genuine side of this band. And of course, the song is cut and paste dry with some formulaic structures and layered vocals that are less pleasing to my ears than some of the other tracks. Lyrically, this album is a mess, but there are some salvageable moments with a track like Sorry Sack of Bones, which is fine. Some of the songs on here are fine, but that's all they really do for me. A cut like Parasite feels like a loose end on here. It's like an incomplete demo at like 38 seconds. A couple more tracks I want to barrel through here. The Awakening of Bonnie Parker. bland chorus, generic power chords. The Everlasting has some groove metal, and it finally strings together more than one good musical idea. Yeah, multiple good musical ideas in a row. And 724 is a different sounding chorus than what all these other tracks sound like. They start to just run over themselves and just sound the same. And I have to admire that this last track does switch things up and ends it in a good way. My conclusion for this album, though, I gotta give props. I gotta say that there were some innovative attempts to bring together some old and classic genres of 50s rock and country. That's very ambitious and a bold thing to roll the dice on. But for what this album is, the translated results of the execution, it's really uncomfortable to sit through. And that's despite a couple songs perking my ears, at least. The take-home message, though, this is awkward Americana and hard rock fusing. This is taking some of the most generic conventions from both subgenres and watering them down to make a very accessible, clean-sounding album. Some interesting keyboard improv and mentions of the word boogie. But if you want some boogie, listen to some King Gizzard. They put out a great record earlier this year. Yeah, I'm negatively reviewing this new Volbeat record. I'm feeling a 3 out of 10. Sadly, that childhood song of Heaven or Hell led me to high expectations, and I realized that my childhood taste of music has evolved and definitely changed. Still, it is interesting to see where my music taste has gone over the years. Hopefully by the end of this year and decade, I will talk about some of my favorite albums over the entire decade. But for now, there's the review of the new Volbeat record. Sound off down below in the comments. Leave a like. Subscribe if you're new in town. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I really do. And don't forget, you gotta have a rockin' day too.